There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not. Mentally, emotionally, sexually, financially. There can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power.
We're beginning to see a previous Roc Nation artist emerge to talk about how he treated them during their experience with him. And even singer Maya, who was not signed to Roc Nation, has stories for a really long time with regards to Jay-Z. Another artist, Maya, is now coming out to expose Jay-Z for allegedly blackballing her career because she chose not to have an affair with him. This comes just a week after his former Roc Nation artist Maya came out to accuse him of working with the shady Brofman family. As indicated by Maya, Jay-Z supposedly took actions on her when they cooperated on the remix of her tune Best of Me, and when she killed his advances, he blew up and nearly didn't proceed with the melody. After she turned him down, things began going left for her and her profession began taking a large number of hits. She has been persuaded that Jay-Z is liable for them. Young lady, when I tell you all that Maya is at this point not reluctant to talk her reality and uncover individuals who are answerable for demolishing her vocation, I'm completely serious.
That want to use it and get off on abusing it. Definitely plot on their prey, and you have to be willing to sacrifice anything that you think you might benefit from, a career, etc., and say no.
Maya has been in the business for a significant length of time now. She originally appeared in the last part of the 90s and had the diversion world on lock since she dropped a few bops and had 2 or 3 hits added to her repertoire during the 90s and mid-2000s. Yet music was not her main specialty, since she was likewise a capable entertainer. She even won a Grammy and a Screen Entertainers Organization grant for her music and her acting. So any reasonable person would agree that she bodied both the music business and the acting business. As a matter of fact, she was delegated a triple danger entertainer, and that implies that she could sing, act, and dance, which is really great in light of the fact that Maine, a small bunch of performers, can do that. She was at the highest point of her vocation and delivered 3 collections which were all insured gold or higher by the RIA. While chipping away at her collections, she figured out how to break into the acting scene and played parts in effective films like Will We Dance? Nonetheless, after the 3rd collection dropped, she got into some sort of debate with her record mark Interscope Records and chose to leave the name. She was at that point chipping away at her 4th collection with the mark. However, it was retired after she left. She later endorsed to Widespread Motown Records. However, tragically, things turned out badly at her new name. Her 4th album, Liberation, was widely anticipated. However, Universal Motown mishandled the album's promotion. The collection was deferred a few times, and the following thing we knew, somebody from the mark coincidentally released the collection in Japan, or at the very least, they said it was just a mistake, but hey, we'll never know. After the collection spilled in Japan, it was inevitable before it released everywhere. And this was the start of the end for Maya. Notwithstanding, for reasons unknown, she never sued General Motown, despite the fact that she was qualified for some type of remuneration since it was their shortcoming that the collection spilled. She decided, on the other hand, to leave the record label and become an independent artist. Throughout the long term, individuals have frequently discussed what a serious mix-up it was for her to not have sued Widespread Motown Records. As a result, she finally addressed the issue, revealing that artists were forced to endure so much negativity behind the scenes and that there was so much shady activity in the industry that fans could not even begin to comprehend. She likewise guaranteed that the influential individuals in the business frequently made a special effort to focus on the more youthful and more weak craftsmen who were all the while attempting to track down their direction in the business. She then, at that point, implied that her profession was kept down since she wouldn't yield to the tensions that she looked in the business. So in the wake of watching that meeting, fans accept that she was going after Jay-Z, since once upon a time, there were bits of hearsay that Maya had a little something with Jay-Z. Fans of Maya have also held the belief ever since that Jay was involved in some way in causing her career to slow down. So they teamed up on the remix of her tune, Best of Me, in 2000. And as per one of the makers who dealt with the melody, Jay-Z felt disregarded by Maya since he didn't imagine that she was sufficiently appreciative to him for jumping on her tune. The maker said, "So Jay came to the studio that evening at the hit processing plant. He moved it immediately. He comprehended what it was, however he could have done without Maya's energy in the room. He saw her like she was a ruined whelp since she was. Jay saw her like, I'm gonna rap on your record, you're going to have a hit. And I don't think you truly feel a debt of gratitude."
Those in power, that want to abuse it and get off on abusing it, definitely plot on their prey. You will be blackballed, you will be talked about, you will be shit on, you will be rumored about. But you have to stand strong on what you don't care for. It's not that serious to me, if I have to sell my soul.
Subsequent to tuning into that meeting, fans really wanted to think she was tossing conceal at Jay-Z. There were murmurs in the past proposing Maya and Jay-Z had a little something going on. From that point forward, Maya's fans have been concocting this hypothesis that Jay-Z could have taken part in dialing back her profession. In this way, they collaborated for the remix of her track, Best of Me, back in 2000. And here's the kicker. One of the makers let that cat out of the bag, guaranteeing Jay-Z felt at peace, annoyed by Maya. Obviously, he didn't feel she showed sufficient appreciation towards him for bouncing on her tune as per the maker. Along these lines, Jay came to the studio that evening at the hit plant. He moved it immediately. He comprehended what it was, yet he could have done without Maya's energy in the room. He saw her like she was a ruined rascal since she was. Jay saw her like, I'm going to rap on your record. You're going to have a hit, and I don't think you truly feel a debt of gratitude. The maker claimed that Jay-Z stomped out of the studio seeming a bit piqued. After he left, people in the studio went to Maya and said, Yo, Maya! Jay believes should do the record, yet he feels like you're not in any event, giving him any adoration similar to no way or no part of that. Later on, Jay-Z was persuaded to return and wrap up that melody. In any case, you will scarcely believe after that occurrence, there's been a great deal of prattle about his dynamic with Maya. Supposedly, he made a few advances towards her, yet she shut him down cold. That is as far as anyone knows the genuine explanation he got all pungent. Furthermore, it seems like him and the makers attempted to turn the story, painting Maya as selfish for the component. That all just a little, and Maya was simply carrying on with her life until 2014 moved around and the notorious Jay-Z and Solange Lift episode went down. Tales began whirling about Jay-Z undermining Beyoncé, which restored the entire Mia circumstance. Individuals were pointing fingers, blaming her for being Jay-Z's mystery side piece. What's more, things got ugly when Beyoncé dropped her Lemonade collection, with Maya getting hauled in with the general mishmash as the claimed Becky with the great hair. She got hauled so tirelessly that she at last needed to move forward and deny the charges. A fan on Instagram asked about tying the knot. Heard you and Jay-Z had a 11-year illicit relationship. Are you his side chick or not? And Maya immediately terminated back, never did, never was, never will. She additionally expressed, I play second to nobody, cover my own bills, have my own name, own administration organization, depend on God just, and regard myself and marriage a lot. For rubbish. During her meeting with Vlad TV, she let the cat out of the bag about how her encounters in the business drove her to make her own name. She needed to break liberated from the imperatives and do things her as own would prefer according to her very own preferences. You need to step beyond your crate, which is the reason I named my mark Planet 9. It's the farthest from Earth. I have needed to make my own principles, my own norms to live by. You know, and get things done voluntarily. You know, my planet could not be guaranteed to pivot around the sun 365 days. It could take me 7 years to accomplish something voluntarily versus 1 Earth year. In any case, I need to place myself in something else entirely and climb it just to work and remain great, remain alive, you know, and remain cheerful. Maya, a former artist not signed to Roc Nation, has come forward with allegations against Jay-Z, claiming he sabotaged her career because she refused to engage in a romantic relationship with him. She recounts an incident during a remix of her song Best of Me, where Jay-Z allegedly made advances towards her, and when she declined, he nearly scrapped the entire song. Since then, Maya believes her career has been on a downward spiral due to Jay-Z's influence. Despite facing setbacks, Maya has remained resilient, emphasizing the importance of artists standing up for themselves in the face of industry pressures. She highlights the darker side of the music business, where powerful individuals often exploit younger and more vulnerable artists. Maya's experiences have led her to establish her own label, Planet 9, where she can create on her own terms. There were rumors linking Maya to Jay-Z after the infamous elevator incident involving Jay-Z and Solange. But Maya has vehemently denied any involvement, asserting her independence and integrity. Her story serves as a cautionary tale about the challenges artists face in the entertainment industry and the importance of staying true to oneself.
There can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power, whether that be toward a female or male artist. And you have to not be desperate. You have to be willing to say, I'm good. You and walk away.
Later on, she inked an arrangement with Universal Motown Records, yet tragically, circumstances didn't work out true to form. Her eagerly awaited fourth collection, named Freedom, was set to be nothing to joke about, yet Universal Motown failed when it came to advancing it. The collection confronted various postponements, and in no time there was an alleged coincidental hole of the collection in Japan, or possibly that is what the mark guaranteed. However, who knows reality behind that wreck? When the collection spilled in Japan, it was only a cat and mouse game before it spread around the world, meaning something bad for Maya. Shockingly, she never made a lawful move against Universal Motown, despite the fact that they were to blame for the break. She might have legitimately requested remuneration, however, for reasons unknown, she didn't seek after it. As opposed to remaining with the mark, Maya settled on the strong choice to go free. Many have criticized her for not making a legitimate move against Universal Motown Records. However, as of late, she had drilled down into the circumstance, revealing insight into the obscure dealings inside the business. She made sense of that. There's a ton of cynicism and insidiousness in the background that fans couldn't envision. It's a side of the music business that specialists are frequently compelled to quietly persevere. Strategic maneuvers and ultimatums given by individuals that hold the power, whether that be toward a female or male craftsman, is exceptionally risky for you as a person. You need to not be frantic. You must say, "I'm great," and leave. She didn't stop there. Maya likewise called attention to that the business fat cats frequently explicitly target more youthful and more weak specialists who are as yet tracking down their balance in the business. It's a cruel reality that many hopeful specialists face as they explore their direction through the relentless universe of the music business. You should safeguard your space, yet you don't be guaranteed to have any idea what the plan is behind somebody talking down to you, at you, and so forth. There are horrendous things that happen each day, regardless of whether it be in the business, intellectually, inwardly, physically, monetarily. And you need to separate your worth. You truly need to evaluate that and your guidelines. And it's extremely challenging in the event that you don't have any acquaintance with it, on the off chance that you can't recognize it in regards to what's coming at you. Also, that makes an opportunity to perhaps stride away on the off chance that you strolled into this game not knowing what your identity is and your restrictions. You start right off the bat in any game without knowing what your identity is and being strong in an underpinning of some sort or another. It's exceptionally risky. Maya went significantly further, uncovering that those in influential places much of the time go after the blamelessness of more youthful, clueless specialists. The earnestness in the most natural-sounding way for her left audience members persuaded that she had first-hand involvement in such awful circumstances. An upsetting reality inside the business merits serious consideration and activity. In any case, I would need to express people with significant influence, that need to manhandle it and get off on mishandling it, most certainly plot on their prey. And you must forfeit anything that you figure you could profit from a profession and so on, and say no, period. She dropped a clue that her vocation could have been prevented on the grounds that she stood firm against the tensions she experienced in the business. It's an unpretentious affirmation that she might have confronted hindrances and mishaps because of her refusal to yield to the requests and assumptions put upon her. How could you say so monitored inside your profession? Indeed, I did. I said no. I'm great, thank you. No way, okay this. So once in a while that doesn't decipher to the extent that what you are permitted to have, what you approach, you will be debased. You will be discussed. You will be reputed about. However, you need to remain steadfast on what you could do without. It isn't so significant to me. Assuming I need to sell my spirit, I comprehend that I could have forfeited something in the actual world. Yet the profound world isn't worth the effort. You're okay. You don't have to do anything. What you really want to do is safeguard all aspects of your life, your soul, particularly on the grounds that all the other things is associated with that. There are certain individuals, not every person, that have enormous self-images, and horrendous outlooks towards men, towards ladies, towards individuals, and it's truly challenging to be near. It's really troublesome. Furthermore, the manner in which they characterize achievement isn't what you would consider achievement. Yo, Maya. Jay wants to do the record, but he feels like you're not giving him any love. Like no thank you or nothing of that. Said the producer, who claimed that Jay-Z then stormed out of the studio. Jay-Z was subsequently convinced to return and complete the melody. In any case, there had been a ton of theories about his relationship with Maya after this. Word on the roads is that he attempted to put continues on Maya, however she destroyed him. And that is the genuine explanation that he got pungent. And that is the reason he and the makers attempted to paint the account that Maya was selfish for the element. That subsided sooner or later, and Maya was carrying on with her life until 2014, after the Jay-Z Solange Lift occurrence went down, and reports had it that Jay-Z was undermining Beyoncé, which raised the entire Maya circumstance, and individuals were blaming her for being Jay-Z's mystery side piece. When Beyoncé's Lemonade album came out, Maya was called Becky with the good hair. This made matters even worse. She was hauled hard to the point that she ultimately needed to emerge to deny the charges. A fan on Instagram asked her, "Heard you and Jay-Z had a 11-year illicit relationship. Would you say you are his side chick or nah?" Furthermore, Maya immediately terminated back. Never did, never was, never will. She additionally expressed, "I play second to nobody, take care of my own bills, have my own mark, own administration organization, depend on God just, and regard myself and marriage a lot for garbage." In her meeting with Vlad TV, she likewise uncovered that the things she saw while working in the business ultimately caused her to make her own mark so she could do whatever she might want to do in her own particular manner. It's insane the way that one individual can choose to screw with your sack since you practice your entitlement to turn down their advances. Maya has been getting a ton of help from fans who said, "I can tell from her disposition in the meeting, whatever went down in the background has harmed her profoundly. She appeared as though she needed to cry on occasion. Continuously considered what befell Maya, she generally had a style and beauty about her. Regard her then much more now. Glad for her, and I regard her for having limits, regard for herself and ethics. Maya was not going to offer her spirit to wrest her direction through the business, and that is the reason they was frantic. Yet you all let me in on what you all think about this mess. It seems like an ever-increasing number of artists once connected with Roc Nation are venturing forward to impart their encounters to Jay-Z, revealing insight into how he treated them during their time under the care of him. Indeed, even Maya, who wasn't even endorsed to Roc Nation, has her own accounts to tell about the rapper. Simply 7 days after Mia, one more previous Roc Nation craftsman blamed Jay-Z for sketchy dealings with the Bronfman family. Maya is making some noise. She's guaranteeing that Jay-Z purposely undermined her vocation since she would not participate in a close connection with him. It's an upsetting example rising up out of these allegations, portraying Jay-Z utilizing his power and impact to control craftsmen who cross his way. Maya says Jay-Z attempted to take actions on her while they were doing the remix of her tune Best of Me. However, when she said no, he flew off the handle and nearly dumped the entire tune. Since she turned him down, her vocation's been on a descending winding. She's completely persuaded Jay-Z's the explanation for every one of her mishaps. Maya's not keeping down any longer. She's talking her reality and getting down on those who've screwed with her profession. She's obtained a lifetime of experience already since the last part of the 90s, dropping a few serious bops and scoring hits left and right. The amusement world was her jungle gym in those days, yet Maya wasn't just about the music scene. She had a few serious acting abilities as well. Winning a Grammy and a Screen Entertainers Society grant, she demonstrated she could rock the two businesses. They called her a triple danger entertainer since she could sing, act, and dance like no one's business. Trust me, that is an uncommon combo in the diversion world. Maya was taking off high in her vocation, dropping 3 collections that all caught gold accreditations. She was better from the RIAA and prepared to have your mind blown. She didn't stop there. While she was occupied with her music, she likewise transformed the acting scene, scoring jobs in hit motion pictures like Will We Dance? Yet, things took a turn after her 3rd collection. There was some kind of conflict with her record name, Interscope Records, and she settled on the difficult decision to head out in different directions. She was amidst chipping away at her 4th collection with them. However, when she left, it got retired.